Assalamu alaikum. Real Madrid against Kairat, I believe. It's a team in Kazakhstan, and Real Madrid, as of right now, they are traveling there to verse them. And they're traveling, I believe, for 12 hours, which is dreadful, painful, and they have to verse them after tomorrow. Now, a lot of things went wrong for Real Madrid. For example, the Atlético Madrid game, horrible. Horrible performance. We got embarrassed. Embarrassed, no doubt about it. But before that, you're wondering why I'm wearing the Luffy hat. And it's plain and simple. Our only hope, right, when we go up against teams from now on, since we are inconsistent with these big teams, is to believe in the drums of liberation right here, the straw hat. All right? So look, all jokes aside, news came out. Carvajal injured, Militao injured. Now, we're going to have to rely on Asensio, and our right back, Valverde, is not looking so good for them. And that's me being completely honest. I've been the most confident so far this season. I've been happy with their performance. I've been confident, and nothing worried me until I thought about the big games, like Atlético Madrid, thinking about Liverpool, thinking about Barcelona. Those are the teams that actually make me worry, because we saw what happened with PSG. We saw what happened with Atlético Madrid. Now, this team that we're going up against this Tuesday, this is their first time actually playing in the UCL. And it's a first time for a team from Kazakhstan, I believe, that got qualified to play in the Champions League. So they are a hungry team. All right, they are a hungry team, and they are looking to win. I'm not sure how they've been doing in their past games. However, compared to Real Madrid, obviously on paper, Real Madrid are the favorites. However, when it comes to two things, when it comes to set pieces and when it comes to crossing, any team is better than Real Madrid as of right now, from what I've seen, at doing those or beating their defense when it comes to the other team taking set pieces or taking those crosses. In reality, I've been saying this, and I have to keep repeating it because I feel like it's important. Real Madrid has to focus on defending those set pieces. Now, I'm not sure if it's because they are just physically weaker, so the opponents just jump higher than them. They get bodied easily. I don't know what it is. I really don't. But I just see the core problem is that set pieces, and also if I want to put crosses in there, it's also crosses. Real Madrid has to work on those two important things that has led to Real Madrid into huge failures so far, even last season, and I'm talking about this season. Other than that, there's another problem. Like I mentioned earlier, we don't have a right back. So most likely we have to rely on Valverde playing at that right back position. And now we are going to have to force Jude Bellingham to start. Because I don't know why Xabi Alonso forced him to start against Atlético Madrid. If anything, he should have started against this game that we are going to play this Tuesday. That would have been the best starting or the best time to start Jude Bellingham. But to start him in a big derby game like that, I still don't get it. Now, a lot of people want to be upset at Xabi Alonso for his press conference attitude. In my opinion, it wasn't the worst because he wasn't coping. He was laying out the positive in the negative situation, and that is something a manager should do. He was fully aware that they made mistakes. He was fully aware that we deserve to lose. He was fully aware that there needs to be changes. He was fully aware of that, and that's what matters the most. He obviously he had to reassure the Madrid fans. Xabi Alonso we just can't lose hope. So it's up to Xabi Alonso to speak to the media, to speak to us fans, to reassure us. So I'm not sure where everybody's getting upset by. I don't know why there's content creators kind of upset at what Xabi Alonso said. But in my opinion, I think he said it perfectly, and I do support Xabi Alonso. Now look, the support is not going to stay there for long for a couple of reasons. One, if it keeps happening against big teams where we lose consistently, now my trust in Xabi Alonso is always going to be there until it gets to a certain point. One of the points is if we keep losing or not performing well against these big teams. Now, look, I'm not saying that we have to dominate them all the time. I'm not saying we have to beat them 5-2 all the time. But what I'm saying is that we cannot struggle against these big teams because those games are key factors. Liverpool in the UCL, a key factor for us. Barcelona in La Liga, key factor for us. Atlético Madrid, where they were not doing so well, and we dropped points to them, where they are not in form. However, they struggle against small teams. So it's very important for Real Madrid to take those necessary precautions, and for Xabi Alonso as well, to insert his ideology early and make sure that there is a set system for this team. There is a set identity, which I said in the beginning of the season. Identity and having a structure and a system is very important for this Real Madrid team. Now, against Kairat, I've said it. They have to have a proper structure, defensive tactics. That's number one. Their defense is not set. If you look back at the Atlético Madrid game, and I advise you all to do that, you could see how they were getting kind of like everybody was running from behind them. Kairat was not doing well. Like I said, I don't know if it's just a bad day or it's just that their tactics got exposed. And I'm leading to that second option. I think Real Madrid's tactics kind of got exposed. I think Simeone did very, very, very well analyzing Real Madrid's game, analyzing Xabi Alonso's tactics, and pinpointing their weakness. And I felt like they capitalized on all those weaknesses. They did. They capitalized on that. And that's props, like I said, to Simeone. But Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso, he's in a tight situation right now. And also the team. Because now we have to deal with injuries. Now we have to deal with setbacks. And now we have to deal with the pressure, especially in La Liga. And now it's going to carry on to the UCL. Because this game, heading into this match after getting handed to us, right? Having that huge L getting handed to us could really affect the mind. And I won't be surprised if Xabi Alonso does start Jude Bellingham just because, like I said, Valverde is most likely going to play at that right back position unless he wants to play in the three in the back. He might do three in the back and have our midfielders come back to the full back positions. That might happen, and I won't be surprised if it does. Unless he wants to force it like Carlo Ancelotti and put Valverde in the right back position, that might work as well. Valverde has been doing good for us, like defensively. He's been like the low-key player for us, and he's been doing well. Obviously, last game against Atlético Madrid, Valverde, it was because of him that we conceded the fifth and final goal. Either way, we were still going to lose, but that was kind of like a dumb mistake by Valverde. He had a horrible game. I'm still with my Real Madrid players. I still love them, and I still root for Madrid because I love them. I love this team, and there is no beauty in success without struggle. All right? We struggled a lot last season. We might struggle this season, but it's important for us to fix those mistakes. It's important for Xabi Alonso to pinpoint those mistakes and work on them immediately. No time to waste. Now, I'm going to predict this starting 11. Like always, ignore the number on the top left. However, he is going to play the 4-2-3-1 formation. Now, look, you guys might say zero ball knowledge, but honestly, what can I do, right? What can I do besides try to predict the unpredictable Xabi Alonso's starting 11? Now, obviously, I said Valverde. He's going to play here, right in the back, right? The only reason why I think this might change is if he puts three in the back, which it could be. Hold on. It could look like something like this. Because as we know, Jude Bellingham does play on the left side at the center mid position. And he might have them do this, right? And then he's going to have Valverde come back here. Once they defend, they all kind of start going back, right? And it turns into a 5-4-1 formation. This is the formation that they are going to go with, I feel like, once they're defending. And then once they're attacking, obviously we're going to have Mbappe up here. We're going to have Rodrigo to his left. Franco right to his right. We're going to have Arda at a holding defensive midfield position. And we are going to go back to this position. And obviously, if you know Xabi Alonso, if you watch his matches, he does have the full backs push up, where it does leave two. And I feel like that was our weakness. We did get exposed, I'm not going to lie. Against Atletico Madrid, we did get exposed once we had our fullbacks pushing up. All right. Whoever forgot what I said earlier, Carvajal injured, Militao injured. This is most likely going to be our back line. Now, instead of Arda being here, I do think that Xabi Alonso, if he doesn't start Jude Bellingham, I do think Ceballos is going to start. And Arda Güler is going to start in cam position. And then, obviously, Ceballos would be playing in the back, holding defensive midfielder with Tchouaméni. But I don't think so. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of Arda Güler playing in the middle or at the holding midfield position. I do think that he is creative once he's over here. Last game, we started him at the right wing position, and I am not going to lie, even though he did have a goal and an assist, that is not his strong point. And I feel like Arda plays best either somewhere in the middle, the center mid position, or even the cam position. But most likely, I'd prefer right here. I want to see him play more as a holding defensive midfielder. He does very well playing in the defense, even though he did the high boot last game. Other than that, he does really good tracking back. He does really well finding passes through counterattacks. So with this lineup, I am not as confident. All right, even though this team is not like a scary team, obviously on paper, we don't know much about them. All right, and I really hope that Xabi Alonso and his team did do their homework, because it's not our job to do the homework. It's their job to do it, and not even the players' job to do it. It's up to the manager. It's up to the team and the staff, and for them to come up with tactics and their ideology. Now, the reason why I put Rodrigo here is because, as you know, Rodrigo and Vinny are both battling that left wing position, and there's not obviously a clear dominant player who does play on the left wing. I feel like they both equally have been playing good, even though Rodrigo has not been registering goals, assists, and Vinny has been doing that. If you guys do watch these Real Madrid games, whenever Rodrigo does start and have plenty of minutes, Rodrigo does do good. Rodrigo knows how to play on the left wing position and bring the ball close to the box. Vinny stays too far over here, where the way he wants to bring the ball down to the wing is so predictable, where I'd say 2 out of 5 times it works. Other than that, it doesn't really work the way he wants to bring it. But Rodrigo does good going from the middle into the box, going around into the box. Rodrigo's really creative in that aspect, and I really want to see him start in this game. And obviously, I want to see Vinny come on off the bench, maybe in the second half. Let me know what you guys think about this lineup. This is the lineup that I think Xabi's going to go for. This is the lineup. Do I want to see this lineup? I'm not sure, but if I was the manager, probably this is going to be my lineup against this team. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this lineup. I do think that Xabi Alonso plays this lineup. So yeah, whoever has been keeping up, I don't really do predictions. I don't like doing predictions. I don't like jinxing my own team. I'm not the Mysterio man. But obviously, every time, every game, I am going to hope and pray that Real Madrid does come out victorious, whether it's 1-0, whether it's 2-1, whether it's 5-2, whether any win for me does justice. But obviously, if you struggle against a smaller team, I'm going to be upset. All right, so Real Madrid has to lock in, and Xabi Alonso has to literally adjust right off the bat. I know he has probably 2 days to prepare for this game. Xabi Alonso has to adjust. We cannot let that Atletico game performance just go to waste. We have to learn from it. We got exposed. This was our wake-up call. Now it's time to learn. Adjust. Within the 2 days, adjust. All right. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Real Madrid wins? Do you think they don't? Do you think Real Madrid is going to dominate? Let me know what you guys think. And, by the way, thank you so much for hitting 100 subscribers on YouTube. I really appreciate it, and I am grateful that we hit the 3 digits. And hopefully next is going to be 500. And after that, I can't wait for the 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for the people who are watching, the people who are coming back, liking, commenting, and also sharing with friends. I really, really, really appreciate it. And until then, Assalamu alaikum.